Hey, it's Patti Scharf, CPA and co-founder of Catching Clouds, the leader in e-commerce accounting. Welcome back to another Saturday Slowdown, where I like to remind everybody to work on their business and not just in their business. All right, so we are now on the other side of our 4-week vacation, and I thought people might like to know what transpired, like what happened with our team, what happened with us, did we find any glaring gaps or anything like that? And so that's what this video is about. So I'm going to start with Scott and me. I'm happy to say that Scott kind of caught up with my philosophy that you can build a business without killing yourself in the process. He'd been working a lot of hours leading up to our departure. A lot of it was handing off work to other people and training other people and stuff like that so that things wouldn't fall apart while we were gone. So a lot of that was understandable. But even before that, he was kind of he was getting kind of burnt out and working a little bit too much. So we read a few books that I would highly recommend. One is Essentialism. I had read it before about a year or so ago, and we both listened to it in the car while we were driving from town to town in New Zealand, and we both highly recommend that one. In fact, I did a YouTube video on that one. You might go check that out. But then the other one that I read, actually we both read, was It Doesn't Have to Be Crazy at Work. Big fan of that book. It was written by Jason Fried. I don't know if it's Fried or Freed, but whatever. And somebody else whose name I can't remember right now. But they were the co-founders of Basecamp, and they built their business to be profitable from day one, and they did it without killing themselves from day one. So I am 100% in line with their philosophy. So go check out that book if you haven't read that already. And then Scott read another one, I think Like a Freak, which was written by the Freakonomics guys. So you might check that one out. Anyway, so the general gist of the whole 4 weeks was, oh yeah, we can slow down. We can build this strategically and put good effort in without working a gazillion hours and killing ourselves in the process. So we're just trying to reinforce that as we go along, and hopefully that works out for us. Now, let's talk about the team. As you can imagine, it's a little bit stressful to leave a company for 4 weeks and see what's going to happen with your team. And I'm happy to say things went pretty much the way I expected them to. There were a few little snafus or whatever, but they were nothing big and nothing that our team couldn't handle. I am very happy that everything was in good hands and things went well. But there was one thing that we were kind of realizing, like after we got back after the 4 weeks, I was like, yeah, this was kind of simmering around in the back of my head, and this is something that we need to deal with. So I'm going to start with a story before I get into all that. And back when I was in college, I spent a little bit of time working as a busboy in a country club. And during the training process, I remember them telling me, hey, okay, so here's your shift, here are your tables, you're in charge of these, I don't know, like half a dozen tables, make sure they're clean, and you're giving people water and blah, 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 just keep an eye on stuff, right? But if you happen to notice something else going on at another table, like don't ignore it. If you've got nothing else to do, go over and like clean that up and help out wherever it's necessary. So I took that to mean that I was responsible for the entire restaurant, and I was just like running myself ragged and whatever else. And probably after the first few days or week, my supervisor was like, what are you doing? Like, these are your tables. And I'm like, yeah, oh yeah. Okay, I got that all backwards. I'm not in charge of the whole restaurant. I'm just in charge of my stuff. So I need to pay attention to my stuff. Well, when it comes to our company, what I found is our team is we've been really clear on what is their responsibilities, where the buck stops with them for different things. And so the managers in particular, they they're like, these are my clients, I am taking care of them, and they take care of them really, really well. But what was happening was, like, there are some other things that Scott and I were doing on a daily basis to keep kind of the wheels on the bus and make sure we were going toward our vision and everything else. That wasn't like, they're just firm-wide goals that need to take place if the company is going to continue to grow and things. And just things like standardization across the whole team and stuff like that. You need your management team to be in alignment. So one of the things for the last couple of years is, okay, managers, you decide XYZ. Managers, you implement XYZ. What became really obvious, we were kind of thinking about this beforehand, but it became really obvious after we were gone for 4 weeks, that is, if everybody is responsible, nobody is responsible. There's like, the buck stops with no one. And so it's going to always roll up to us. So if we want to be out of the day-to-day work and we want to focus on strategic things and we want to focus on vision, we need to get completely out of the day-to-day, which means we need to give our team authority and responsibility. But you can't give authority and responsibility to a group of people. You have to give it to one person. So one person needs to be the person who, if something doesn't happen, you go to them and go, why didn't this happen? So it became really clear to us, and it was a failing on our part, not on our team's part. It's just, everything kind of stalled out for the 4 weeks while we were gone. The more firm-wide stuff, just, it didn't happen. And that's okay. And we made some adjustments. So like, we designated one person as the person who would kind of pull the whole team together and make sure that firm-wide strategy and stuff is going to be taken care of going forward. And we hired a new controller to kind of help with the workload and stuff because everybody was already at capacity. So I think that was really good insight for us. I think it's going to help our whole team, our whole company, just like take things to the next level, because now Scott and I can really focus on the things that we should be doing instead of focusing on day-to-day client stuff and minutia that our team is fully capable of handling and making decisions on and stuff. So I would say our whole 4-week vacation thing was a wonderful success. We're going to continue to kind of refine the process as we go and take breaks here and there. And hopefully, without many more tweaks at all, we should be like exactly where we want to be. All right. So I think that's it. Enough of me rambling for today. I hope you like this video. If you did, please like, comment, and share. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and I'll catch you later.